Social Media, The Age of Manufactured Reality by Eric Chamchoum. Welcome, dear viewers. Social media was created to connect people, to share moments, ideas, and experiences across distance. Over time, however, something subtle changed. What began as communication slowly became performance. What began as sharing became curation. Today, much of what we encounter online is no longer a reflection of life as it is, but a construction of life as it is meant to appear. This is not a moral judgment, nor an attack on individuals. It is an observation of a system that increasingly rewards appearance over accuracy and performance over truth. From sharing to manufactured reality. In its early form, social media reflected everyday life. Moments were imperfect, spontaneous, and largely unedited. Gradually, a shift occurred. Posts were no longer shared simply to communicate, but to be seen, measured, and rewarded. Algorithms began to favor what attracts attention, not what is accurate, balanced, or representative of reality. Over time, this created a new incentive to present life not as it is lived, but as it performs best. The result is not merely exaggeration, but the gradual construction of a manufactured reality, carefully selected, edited, and repeated until it feels normal. The performance trap. As this manufactured reality is repeated, it begins to form a role. The individual is no longer simply sharing moments, but maintaining a version of themselves that has been rewarded with attention and approval. Each post reinforces the same narrative. Each reaction confirms it. Gradually, the performance becomes familiar, and the line between expression and identity begins to blur. What was once an image presented to others starts to feel like a self that must be preserved, not because it is true, but because it has been validated. Social disconnection and loneliness. As online performance replaces genuine interaction, real-world connection begins to weaken. Conversation becomes shorter. Silence becomes uncomfortable. Presence is replaced by distraction. Over time, many find it harder to communicate face-to-face, to read expressions, or to remain fully engaged with another person. Paradoxically, a tool designed for connection often produces loneliness, not the absence of people, but the absence of meaningful contact. Never before have so many been surrounded by others, yet felt so alone. Growing children in a curated world. For growing children, the consequences are deeper. Children develop communication, empathy, and self-understanding through direct human interaction. These skills are learned, not downloaded. When screens replace real engagement, development becomes shaped by imitation rather than relationship. Comparison replaces self-discovery. Validation replaces confidence. Children grow up surrounded by carefully constructed images of life, often before they have learned how to interpret reality itself. The result is a generation highly connected, yet increasingly uncertain about who they are, without an audience. Alongside research and discussion, there is also what can be plainly observed. Many children today spend far less time outdoors. Activities once common, cycling, swimming, outdoor play, or simple games in parks, gardens, or backyards, are increasingly absent. Instead, long periods are spent indoors, often on personal screens. Even shared physical, social, or board games are less frequently chosen, requiring more effort than passive digital use. Attention, memory, and thinking. Beyond social behavior, constant exposure to social media quietly reshapes how the mind functions. Endless scrolling fragments attention. Focus becomes shorter. Stillness becomes difficult. When information is always available, the need to retain it diminishes. Memory shifts from internal understanding to external storage. Over time, this weakens deep thinking, the ability to reflect, analyze, and remain with complexity. What is lost is not intelligence itself, but the habits that allow it to grow. A mind trained to react continuously finds it harder to think deeply. Addiction, health, and the physical cost. Social media is designed to be engaging, but constant engagement carries a cost. The repeated cycle of stimulation and reward encourages habitual checking and dependency. As screen time increases, physical activity often decreases. Movement is replaced by sitting, outdoor experience by indoor exposure. Over time, this affects the body. Eye strain, disrupted sleep, reduced physical fitness, and declining overall well-being. What appears harmless in isolation becomes consequential through repetition. The digital world expands, while the physical one quietly contracts. A warning against social junk. Not everything that is consumed nourishes. Just as the body suffers from poor nutrition, the mind suffers from excess digital consumption that offers stimulation without substance. Much of what fills social media today functions as social junk, endlessly engaging, immediately gratifying, yet ultimately empty. It occupies attention without enriching understanding and replaces depth with noise. This is not a call to reject technology, but a reminder to use it consciously. Because when accuracy fades and performance replaces truth, reality does not disappear. It waits, and eventually it demands its cost. Thank you for watching. What do you think about this video? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Please check out my other videos by tapping on the elements shown on your screen, or go to my channel to explore more content.